After 3 days of almost non-stop cleaning and remodeling this room, it's almost finished. There is one more white shelf I'm gonna be buying to put here. The Halloween stuff that's in there, and the rest of the little Halloween stuff that's at the storage unit are going on these shelves. But this is what it currently looks like. This room was horrible before. You couldn't walk in it. You couldn't see anything. It was so disorganized. And now you wouldn't even believe that this is the same room. 3 shelves of Christmas. Well, and those are plush Christmas. I'll get to that in a bit. Those lights there, because there's no lights installed here, so it's always so dark, so now you can actually see. I can't have all my hanging stuff up because they'd get in the way, so just my favorites and the small ones can hang. See, like, there's actually a path here now. There was never a path in this room before. All the crawling stuff under there so they can actually crawl, and I don't know, they look good there. We're going to be putting some wall shelves up right there for all that stuff to go on. This spot is empty right here because when I get the rest of the Australian exclusive Santas, that's where they're going to go because they would obviously be my favorites. And this is the pop culture series. And Jason Voorhees back there. And boxed stuff. All the stuff that has their boxes. Like, this is 3 rows of boxes. And his box is in the storage unit, so I'm going to bring that and put him back in his box. Because he doesn't really function very well. So he'll just be a box display piece, I guess. Gorillas. These are not one. All this stuff is pretty much made by a company called Jobeanvideos. These are not. These are all different companies. The Dandy Gorillas, Macarena Gorillas, and I don't know. They're all various companies. All the Valentine's and Easter stuff and are going on this shelf. The Douglas fir, the talking Christmas trees are up there. Stuff down there. Here's the floating skeleton, the pirate, and the Dawn of the Dead. Rudolph and Frosty stuff is going there. The hamsters, mixed stuff. The Hallmark wireless band that can interact with it. Like, they play together and they can be 50 feet away from each other and they will still detect each other. So, it's pretty cool. My workbench, the tools I use all the time, pretty much non-stop. Little buckets for little pieces, all organized. Little markers and pens and stuff like that. Soldering iron, hand tools, all that kind of stuff. This is the sports series. This is basically stuff from Jimmy Industries from 1997 through 2001. Well, Buck the Singing Deer is 2005, but still. These are the Jimmy Gorillas, but the Macarena ones were made first. Because these are 97, and those are, I don't know, I think they started in the 80s or something. All the sport ones are on the top. NFL, yeah. The wall-mounted stuff. And licensed figures. Star Wars, Shrek, Toy Story. Some Robo Sapiens back there. G.I. Joe. Interactive items. Another Star Wars bank with the box. The interactive chimpanzee head. Well, I mean, like, it follows, like, its head turns, it's got sensors in its face, so, like, if you move your hand, it'll look it'll follow your hand, and it'll scream at you sometimes. And yeah, the spirit ball with the microphone so you can talk in it. The storytelling Yano robots, and all these ones here drop down. And like I said, there's the boxes, and these can even be so the ones that have buttons can even be played. See, like, yeah. So here's more of the gorillas. I don't have very many Easter items anymore, so I mean they would definitely all fit on this side. The Valentine's, I'm not sure, but we'll see later. So that's this room. See, it's much better. Like, that stuff will be moved eventually too. And those are all empty buckets. That's where all random stuff that was not even needed in those. Like, I dumped all the battery. Like, there was like 5 buckets of batteries, and most of them are probably dead, so they needed to go out of the way. They were breaking the buckets because it was so heavy. So that's that room. But my other room was also in progress. I got the signs from Spirit Halloween, or the posters, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. I don't know, cardboard cutouts. I don't know. Those guys. This is where all my robots and motorized stuff is. The crawling army men robots. We're going to be putting wall shelves up in here so I can put more of the box stuff and more robots in here. All of WowWee's old robots, well, like Mip isn't that old and stuff like that, but still, most of them are the old robots, so that's a great shelf. But that's almost always been the same, but these shelves here are what changed. Like, before I used to only have one row of each, but now I have them stacked so it can fit so much more. And there's even some in the background. One's in boxes, and then that hasn't changed, but that part has, because half of the crawling army men were up there, and now more of the robots are up there, the zoomer robots, and the rest of the singing fish. Those 3 different ones you see there are not made by Jimmy, which is why I kept them in here, and the rest are all doubled ones. There is still some cleaning to do in here, which I'll get to that soon. And the army men that actually have their boxes, which those are going to stay there, so. But otherwise, that has been the progress for 3 days straight. Ever since I came home from work on Monday at 6 o'clock, I started. And I stayed up till 6 in the morning. And then I slept till right before 12 and woke up and stayed up till 2 o'clock again last night. No, actually almost 4 o'clock. And I'm still working on it. Right now it's currently, I think, maybe 1 o'clock, maybe. So yeah, that's been the progress for 3 days. And it's turned out great. Like, I'm very proud of how it turned out. Like, it's amazing. I never thought I would see my rooms like this. It makes me feel so much better about what I have. So, but yeah, that's what's been going on.